So this is going to be my first look here at the Hornby Intercity APT power car. If you go all the way back to January 2020 when Hornby announced the APT in a part of its centenary sort of announcements, I was ecstatic. I've always loved the APT. I don't know everything about the APT, but there's always been something about the APT that has resonated with me. In fact, I remember when I first saw a Hornby APT back at the model shop in Newcastle that used to be there on Blenheim Street, long gone now. I remember being absolutely transfixed with this train set, but I've never ever been able to actually get a hold of one, or rather I've always backed off when they have been available, just purely because of the modelling that there is, and usually they're missing pantographs and things like that. But if you go back to January of 2020, here's a clip of me when I realised they actually were going to build this thing. This is the part where my daughter gave me some very funny looks and the cat ran out of the room because I saw that image. I wanted to see if they were definitely making it, and when I saw that we're not only making a 5-car and a 7-car set, they were also making several coach sets. I need to have a full set. I need to have a full set. I need to have a full set. I need to have a full set is what was going through my head. Now, almost 2 years on, we have the APT starting to come out. It's being produced and it's sort of arriving in the UK now in parts. Quite interestingly, the sets are coming later, or rather the train packs are coming later, and at the moment we've got the power car available and we've got a number of the coach packs available. For the time being, they're coming in bits and pieces, and some other pieces have arrived. I have actually ordered the 7-car set, so you might be wondering why I have this power car. Well, that's also because I've ordered the other set as well, and I've ordered the coach packs. It's one of these things where I feel that there's a possibility that these sets may not then be available again in the future. I had intended just to get the 7-car set, then the coach packs, and then I decided, oh well, I'll get another power unit in case anything ever happens to the two that come in the 7-car set, just in case. Anyway, let's have a look at this. So this is R3948. It's BR Intercity Non-Driving Motor, or NDM. It's number 49004. So this is for sets 370003 and 370004. My concern is if anything ever happens to my power cars, then I'm going to have spares. I'm going to have a full unit there spare anyway. Front of the box, lovely image showing exactly what's in there. Normally we would have the top view of a model on the side of the box, and instead we've got this lovely Intercity APT emblem. On the rear we have got an image that has pretty much been on every single product for the APT on the Hornby website since it was announced, until they've slowly had new pictures appear of the actual items that they represent. But it's got a little bit of history here, and everything is about the APT itself and this particular unit. Feel free to pause and then read through at your leisure. Let's get inside and see what we get. So very briefly, like always, we get our service and operation manual. This one very specifically for the Class 370 Advanced Passenger Train. So we've got all the usual things like routine maintenance and so on. But on this, it also has, rather interestingly, the coupling sequence or the formation sequence for the actual units. So you've got your 14-car set here, your 7-car set and your 5-car set. Very specific as to where it needs to be lubricated, how to gain access into the shell, and obviously we've got our pantograph there, got to be careful of, and the fact that it is DCC ready, which will accept a 8-pin DCC decoder, and where it's housed, which is directly underneath. And then it's also got how to disengage the pantograph and so on. Now it's also got the 2 variants. It's got the early pantograph and the high speed pantograph. It also has a second leaflet here on installing the R8249 decoders. So let's get into this box, slide the outer cover off. What we got here, we appear to have some spare couplings which are very specific for these units, or the APT units themselves. Wow, there is actually quite some weight there. Yes, so we've got 2 couplings on already, and it would appear they've supplied us with 2 spares. They don't appear to be generic to anything else that I've seen, so that might be the reason why. On first impressions, I can tell you that the paintwork on this is really, really good. It's really, really sharp. I just love the writing there of the Intercity APT on the side. I always have. It looks absolutely wonderful. The bogies really do look absolutely phenomenal. The detail there is really, really nice. I can just say make out the actual tilt mechanism here on the shell, between the bogie and the shell, and how it will actually tilt. So we've got some excellently printed detail here for access on the doors, our overhead wire markings, even down to the actual writing on the sides here, above the bogies and on the bogies. Now I'm going to get a close-up, I think a still image, and see if we can make out what's written on there, but you can tell that they are definitely warning signs. Let's just tilt it up onto the top there. Now this is something else that always put me off getting the old set. The old set used to always have a lot of damage to the electrical wires on the roof or the insulators, and more specifically the pantograph. The pantographs were always either damaged or they were missing altogether. Just out of curiosity, yes, that pantograph is direct to the actual bogie, so it will tilt as did prototype and turn with the bogie. Yes, we've got that right there. These are incredibly fine. Lovely etched grille here on the top. Plenty of molded detail there. I do like this etched grille. It does show that they've actually put quite a lot of effort into that area. I'm going to spin it round a second. So on the opposite side, we've got our Intercity logo there, our British Railway Intercity logo there on the side. So we have got the difference between both sides. Very similar with the markings on the print above and below and on the bogies, as well as our warning flashes for overhead wires. Let's just go back to this pantograph. So this appears to have the early pantograph fitted. If you look at the two, this is definitely the early pantograph that has been fitted. So yes, it does lift up. The detail going down from the pantograph with its insulators and then how it joins onto the bogie there, that's something completely different that was never available on the actual original model. One disappointing thing I have to say about this pantograph is it is plastic, although a little bit more pliable I suppose than metal, and it probably would be quite difficult with metal. It just, I don't know, it just seems like it could be very fragile in the sense that it'll end up breaking. This is something I hope Hornby are going to supply spares for if they're required, because although it's likely to be in scale, I was expecting to see a metal pantograph. Although you have got a metal armature arm on it and spring there for it going up and down, but it is there. Let's take a look at the ends here. So you can see the Buckeye, you can see how well the jumper cables will be plugged in, right, with the numerous sockets there for cables to be plugged from car to car. Our overhead warning flash signs, also a little bit more information there as you get on the end of these. The corridor end looks a lot better than that of the original model. It's very nice. Another downside for me is the fact that these huge gaps that there are going to be between the coaches. I wonder if if a little bit more development time had actually commenced, whether or not we would have actually got something that was a bit more close. I understand that these vehicles have to tilt, but there are some huge gaps between the coaches and the power units, as well as the coaches themselves. There seems to be a little bit of paint loss on the end of this actual power car, although to be honest I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue, but it is there. I have to be honest, it is there. It has got a significant amount of weight. In fact, I'm going to get the scales and we'll have a look and just see how much it does weigh. So we got the scales there. If I just bring this over, so it's coming at about 363 grams. Let's try a different way just in case. 363. Yeah, 363. So it has actually got a reasonable amount of weight there. Both bogies are powered, so you've got it to run it. So we have a centralized motor and flywheel with armatures coming off and powering both bogies. I have got a very little bit of footage of it running on the track when it arrived. I decided to just see how well it did run, and it is very smooth, it is very quiet, and it does tilt. There's not a lot of footage because I was more intrigued to see exactly what it was going to be like. The coach packs are here as well. We'll have a look at them over time, although I understand people have already got videos up and there is the issue with the capacitor, but we'll come to that in another video. But this is just a first look at the Hornby apt power unit. So if you did enjoy this first look at the Hornby apt power unit and you're ready to see some more in the way of the coaches and the train packs when they arrive, don't forget to make sure you have subscribed. In the meantime, I've put a video at the top of the screen there and a playlist at the bottom that you might enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe, and why not check out and subscribe to the Aidan's Shorts channel. And I'll see you again soon. Bye now.